Manchester United nil, Leeds nil, and let's be honest, that wasn't exactly the most exciting or most inspiring pre-season game. I think we ended both halves well. I think Yoro showed signs. I thought Dorgu was impressive. I thought Mainoo looked better and looked more physically ready. I thought Cunha was very, very impressive. I think he was the only guy really dribbling with the ball, making things happen. We could see the need for Mbeumo. We could see the need for a new midfielder. I think build-up needs to be improved. You know, Amorim's formation isn't the problem, but I do think he's still not changing certain things like build-up, which I was hoping he would have changed. But at the end of the day, we finished 15th last season. We've only made one official first-team signing in Cunha. Obviously, Mbeumo is set to come in. Did we expect us to all of a sudden look like prime Man City? Am I disappointed? Would I have liked to see more? Yes. But were we expecting us, first game back for pre-season, versus Leeds, who are a decent side to be fair to them, to look like prime Man City after this is the same bunch of players that finished 15th last season and Cunha the only new addition? No, I wasn't expecting much. I would have liked to have won it like 1-2-0. I would have liked to have been the better side. I think we finished both halves better, but I thought we started both halves slowly. Look, there was encouraging signs, to be honest. I liked Cunha, I liked Dorgu, I liked Yoro. We'll talk about them in more detail. I liked Mainoo, I liked what I saw from Diego Leon. There was some encouraging signs. I liked how the wing-backs were high up. I liked how the wing-backs were used. I didn't like the midfield. I didn't like playing Toby Collier as a right 10. He's not a right 10. We need Mbeumo, but I also feel like with losing Rashford, Garnacho, Anthony and Sancho in one window, we definitely lack that someone with a bit of pace in the 10. And I think Cunha made such a difference. But, you know, I do think, are we lacking a little bit in attack? Obviously, Xerxes to come back in. He can play 10. Ahmad can play 10. Bruno can play 10. But it felt like outside of Cunha, because Ahmad's going to go right wing back, we lacked someone else for that 10 role, which is, I guess, Mbeumo's going to come in and do. So I'm going to round up 5 things we learned from that game, and we're going to start with Matheus Cunha, and we'll talk about Yoro and more. So I thought it was a lively and encouraging debut from Matheus Cunha. I thought he was our standout performer, and I liked that he was constantly looking to drive at players, link up play, and just make things happen. That's what I liked the most about Cunha. He wanted the ball, he wanted to drive at players, link up play, make things happen, and I think he was very exciting in that sense. He was carrying the ball, he was taking on people. You know, it wasn't anything groundbreaking, but considering last year we just had no flair in attack, no quality in attack, to see a player just get the ball, take on a few players, it was just nice to watch. Like, he was the only thing that was stopping me from falling asleep in that first half. If I was going to be honest, I thought he was the standout performer. You obviously get the sofa score idiots that go, "Oh my god, he only got a 6.6 rating. He must have been rubbish." If you use your eyes, he was good. We only saw 45 minutes. It wasn't groundbreaking, but it was like, okay, he showed good energy. When he lost the ball, he was keen to get it back. He was relentless. He was pressing well. He was tracking back. He was trying to inject urgency into a slow attacking display. He was trying to make things happen, and I felt that it was encouraging from Matheus Cunha. I think the way he could carry the ball was very good. Ruben Amorim wants ball carrier 10s, and I think with Cunha and Mbeumo coming in on those 10s, it will make such a difference. I felt that Cunha, I could see the difference he was making in small ways, and I think Cunha and Mbeumo being the 10s will make such a difference. But this game shows us that, we have a lot of work to do. Like, the biggest conclusion and the biggest takeaway I could take from this game is we have a lot of work to do. We need Mbeumo. We need a striker. We need a centre mid. And I think we need a goalkeeper and arguably another wing back. That's what I think we need. Now, Ahmad can play wing back. Ahmad right wing back. Dorgu left wing back. I think Yoro right centre back. Heaven left centre back. And probably De Ligt central centre back is looking like our best back 5. I'm not sure about the Bruno Casemiro pivot. I honestly think we should bring in a player that's going to be really good at covering ground to partner Bruno well with the pivot, and then we can have Mbeumo and Cunha as the 10s. And I think we need a new number 9. I think Xerxes could do a job there. That's what I think we need to see. We probably need another wing back for depth and to challenge. We probably need a centre back for depth. That could be that guy out in Norway that's 5-6 million. I think that's what we need to see. I thought Luke Shaw looks a bit off it again. I don't know. I feel like he's had too many injuries now, Luke Shaw. He just looked. I just wasn't impressed by Luke Shaw. Was impressed by Yoro. Was impressed by Cunha. Cunha looked sharp, and I liked that Cunha got annoyed at Obi for taking his shot, because that shot would have felt better to Cunha. But I liked that he showed that Bruno Fernandes personality and got angry. He's got that sort of personality where he's like, "No, that's mine," and I like that. Actually want this video to be too long because it wasn't exactly the most exciting game. But Yoro, I thought Yoro was good. I think Yoro is incredibly underrated on the ball. I think he was good out wide at wide centre back. He was really important for build up. I think Yoro and Aiden Heaven, and I know Aiden Heaven is very young and very raw, and we shouldn't put too much pressure on him, but I think they're the future in the sense of I think De Ligt struggles a little bit in build up. Like, I like De Ligt, his box presence, and I think Lissandro Martinez coming back will make a big difference. But with Lenny Yoro and Aiden Heaven, at least they're good on the ball. At least they're good at playing out. And I felt that our build up was better in the second half. I think the second half was slightly better than the first half, but the second half didn't start great. Tom Heaton had to make a few saves, probably our best goalkeeper at this rate. But Yoro was very mature on the ball. He was giving Van Dijk vibes with the switches of play, and I think his passing was really good. And he makes it look effortless. He's been out for a while. He was pretty much press resistant, pretty much playing out from the back well. And I think being the wide centre back, given the responsibility to break lines, play out the game, do the diagonal switches, play with, he was playing this and he was doing this with confidence. And it was good to have a player like Lenny Yoro at the back. Like, he's only 19 years of age, and I feel so confident watching him play. He's got that Van Dijk traits. You can see why Madrid want him. You can see why Liverpool wants him. Like you can look at Lenny Yoro and know he's a class player. But we have to look at the bigger picture. There's only been one addition in Cunha, so I wasn't expecting a dramatic difference. I would have liked a more exciting game. I would have liked Amorim to make some tactical tweaks, and we didn't see those tactical tweaks from Amorim that I would have personally liked to see. Could we adjust because I don't like the centre back stepping up in midfield and build up? Could we change that? I liked that the wing backs were pushing higher, but I still felt that we looked toothless in attack. I still felt that we were getting similar problems to last season. We didn't score. We didn't really look like scoring other than right at the end there. It was giving very similar vibes to last season. I guess what can you expect? Cunha's the only signing in the door, but that's the only thing I can see. A bit slow, a bit sideways. And I think with Manchester United, this team is best at counter-attacking. This team isn't particularly great at counter-attacking, but this team is built to counter-attack, and Ruben Amorim is very much built for possession football. And this team just isn't built for possession football yet. So I think that's something that we need to work on. I look at the window, and Bumo, striker, centre mid, goalkeeper have to come in. Arguably another defensive reinforcement there for depth. There was flashes of goodness in the first half, and the second half there was flashes of not so good stuff happening on, but you could definitely look at this game and say, well, we definitely need another 4 or 5 signings in the door. Will we do that? I'm not sure. Rashford's gone, but we haven't made money from it. We've just saved wages. There's reports of Sancho 15 million deal being agreed. We'll have to see if that becomes true. Because I do think we need a midfielder. I thought the midfield was lightweight. I have to say, I thought Mainoo was good. I thought he looked physically better. I liked what I saw from Mainoo, but I thought the midfield looked lightweight. I think there was a lack of presence there, particularly in the first half. I thought it was better in the second half. I think Mainoo had a good game. Yoro had a good game. I think Mainoo looked physically better. Dorgu looked physically better. I liked what I saw from Diego Leon. Small signs, but encouraging signs from Diego Leon. But Amorim's system demands possession, and these players are better suited to counter-attacking football. Not that they're good at either, but yeah, the only downside for me, well, no, not the only downside. Sorry, the only downside in the selection for me, because I liked the selection, was Sekou Kone not getting involvement. I think with the news report coming out that Sekou Kone is expected to play more today, and I think that came out from Nathan Salt, and the fact that midfield is an issue and it wasn't working, I would have liked to see Sekou Kone get minutes. Of course, we've got a whole tour ahead. I'm sure we will see him get minutes, but I've liked to see Sekou Kone get minutes. And last but not least, I want to give a shout out to Patrick Dorgu. And I've always said I felt that Patrick Dorgu is very raw, and I think people expected him in January to come in and save Man United season. And when he didn't do that, people gave him too much stick. I felt like people were too quick to judge him and expected so much of a young player when he came in the door and was raw. And I felt that there was a lot of Dorgu hate last season. But I like Dorgu, and he showed signs last season. He's got the physical and athletic and technical traits to succeed. He was, raw and inconsistent, but he showed some promising signs last season. I think Dorgu will be a good player. I think Dorgu will have a good season. But his game numbers were really good today. Aerial success, he was getting forward, he was making an impact. I think the fact that he's going to have more license to go forward this season will be better. But I think with Dorgu, he looked physically ready for senior football. You come in halfway through Manchester United's shock season and you're expected at 19 and you've only played for Lecce, or 20, sorry, and only played for Lecce to save us. I think Dorgu having time to settle and adapt the pre-season, more time at Manchester United. I honestly think that Dorgu's going to be good next season, and Dorgu's going to make more impact than people think next season. Anyway, people, thank you so much for watching today's video. Let me know your thoughts down below on the match. Hopefully the rest of the tour is more exciting. See you next time. Bye.